Welcome my channel, Zodiac Talks Tarot. Alright, my fellow astrology lovers and cosmic truth seekers. Have you ever met a Scorpio so mysterious and calculated that you swear they're secretly plotting world domination? And then, on the other hand, another Scorpio so emotionally intense they could turn even the calmest conversation into a dramatic soap opera? Well, my friends, today we're diving deep into one of astrology's most heated debates: October Scorpios versus November Scorpios. Yes, not all Scorpios are the same. While they all share that infamous Scorpio intensity, their birth month plays a bigger role than most people realize. October Scorpios, ruled more by Venus due to their proximity to Libra, tend to have a touch more charm, strategy, and, dare I say, an extra layer of calculated finesse. They're the ones who can manipulate a situation so smoothly that you don't even realize they're pulling the strings until it's too late. November Scorpios, on the other hand, are pure Plutonian power. Less concerned with appearances, they feel everything at full volume: love, anger, passion, betrayal. They don't just hold grudges, they engrave them into their souls. If an October Scorpio is a chess master carefully plotting their next move, a November Scorpio is the warrior flipping the table over, setting it on fire, and walking away dramatically. But here's the real question: does your Scorpio birthday truly define your destiny? Are you more of the charismatic, strategic type, or the untamed force of nature? By the end of this breakdown, you might start questioning everything you thought you knew about yourself. So grab your birth chart, light a candle, preferably black, because Scorpio vibes, and let's get into this cosmic battle of the Scorpios. Section 1: General Traits of Scorpios. Before we dive into the deep and dramatic world of Scorpio birthdays, let's establish what truly makes a Scorpio a Scorpio. If you were born between October 23rd and November 21st, congratulations, you belong to one of the most enigmatic, powerful, and emotionally intense signs of the zodiac. You are the sign of transformation, the master of rebirth, and quite possibly the person most likely to hold a grudge until the end of time. Scorpios are ruled by not one, but two celestial powerhouses: Mars and Pluto. Mars, the warrior planet, fuels Scorpio's ambition, intensity, and sometimes terrifying ability to go after what they want without hesitation. Pluto, the planet of the underworld, blesses Scorpios with an unmatched ability to read people like an open book and keep their own secrets so well hidden that even the FBI would be impressed. Now, here's where things get interesting. Not all Scorpios are the same. The month you are born in actually shapes how these Scorpio traits show up in your personality. October Scorpios, heavily influenced by Libra energy, tend to be more social, charming, and strategic. Think of them as the elegant spies of the zodiac, watching from the shadows with a glass of wine. November Scorpios, however, are pure, unfiltered Pluto energy, raw, emotional, and intense, like a volcano that erupts without warning. So, my fellow Scorpio enthusiasts, it's time to dig deeper. What's the real difference between an October Scorpio and a November Scorpio? Buckle up, this is where things get really interesting. Section 2: Decision-making and life approach. When it comes to making decisions, not all Scorpios operate the same way. While they all share a natural ability to navigate life's complexities with laser-sharp intuition, the way they approach decisions can vary drastically depending on whether they were born in October or November. Let's break it down. October Scorpios are bold, action-oriented, and sometimes just a little impulsive. These Scorpios are heavily influenced by Mars, the planet of war and ambition, which means they thrive on taking risks and making things happen fast. Whether it's diving into a business venture, pursuing a love interest, or hypothetically seizing power in a corporate empire, October Scorpios don't waste time overthinking. Their philosophy? Act now, deal with the consequences later. While this makes them incredible leaders and go-getters, it can also mean they occasionally find themselves in situations where they think, maybe I should have read the fine print first. November Scorpios are deep thinkers, master strategists, and emotionally in tune. Unlike their October counterparts, these Scorpios, being more dominantly ruled by Pluto, prefer a slow burn approach to life's decisions. They analyze, observe, and consider every possible outcome before making a move. If an October Scorpio is the type to impulsively press the big red button just to see what happens, a November Scorpio is the one standing behind them saying, "Wait, let's think this through." Their ability to read people like an open book makes them natural psychologists even without a formal degree. If you've ever found yourself spilling your deepest secrets to a Scorpio over coffee, chances are, it was a November-born one. They won't judge you, but they'll definitely remember every detail forever. Section 3. Emotional Expression and Relationships. When it comes to emotions and relationships, Scorpios are anything but shallow. However, not all Scorpios express their feelings the same way. The difference between an October-born Scorpio and a November-born Scorpio? Think of it as the difference between a slow-burning candle and a full-blown wildfire. October Scorpios tend to be more balanced in their emotional expressions. They feel deeply, but they also know how to keep their cool when needed. Ruled by both Mars and the lingering influence of Libra, these Scorpios have a touch of charm and diplomacy that helps them navigate relationships with a little more finesse. They might enjoy flings and casual dating before committing, testing the waters before diving in. Their emotions are carefully guarded, making them seem mysterious and, let's be honest, a little unattainable. If you've ever met a Scorpio who seemed like they just walked out of a James Bond movie, calm, collected, and dangerously alluring, it's probably an October Scorpio. November Scorpios, on the other hand, do not do anything halfway. Emotionally, they are all or nothing. When they love intensely. There is no such thing as casual for them. If you date a November Scorpio, expect soul-searching conversations, intense emotional bonding, and yes, possessiveness. They are the type to stare directly into your soul as if they're reading your entire past life history. They don't just want a relationship, they want a deep, unbreakable bond. If an October Scorpio is like a secret agent keeping their emotions under control, a November Scorpio is like a poet who writes an entire novel about their love and expects you to read every word. So, whether you're dealing with the cool strategist or the passionate soul, one thing is certain, loving a Scorpio is never boring. Section 4. Social Interactions and Personality. Scorpios may have a reputation for being mysterious and intense, but how they present themselves in social settings depends heavily on their birth month. While both October and November Scorpios have an almost magnetic presence, their approach to social interactions can be as different as a silent chess player and a charismatic stage performer. October Scorpios are the reserved strategists of the Scorpio clan. At first glance, they can seem detached, cool, and even a bit intimidating, often leading people to mistake them for an air sign. They thrive in intellectual conversations rather than overly emotional ones, preferring to analyze a situation before engaging. If you ever see someone at a party standing in the corner, silently observing with a smirk, trust me, that's an October Scorpio. They're not avoiding interaction, they're simply calculating their next move. They treat socializing like a game of chess, and while they may not always make the first move, when they do, it's flawlessly executed. November Scorpios, on the other hand, are far more expressive and intense. While they still have that signature Scorpio depth, they aren't afraid to let their emotions show and can be incredibly charming and magnetic. These Scorpios don't just participate in conversations, they dominate them. They have a natural ability to draw people in, and their raw, passionate energy makes them unforgettable. If an October Scorpio is a quiet storm, a November Scorpio is a full-blown thunderstorm, both powerful, but one makes a lot more noise about it. So, whether you're dealing with the silent mastermind or the electrifying presence, one thing remains true: a Scorpio will always leave an impression whether they want to or not. Section 5. Power and Ambition. If there's one thing all Scorpios have in common, it's their unrelenting drive for power and success. However, how they pursue that power, that depends on whether they were born in October or November. One is the master strategist, quietly climbing to the top, while the other is the force of change, shaking the world at its core. October Scorpios are success-driven, status-focused, and obsessed with control. To them, power isn't just an option, it's a necessity. These Scorpios are incredibly ambitious, often drawn to careers that provide wealth, influence, and authority. Whether it's running a company, dominating the stock market, or simply making sure they have the upper hand in every social interaction, October Scorpios like to be in charge. And here's the thing: if you ever betray one, they won't just get revenge. They'll do it in a way so calculated and flawless that you might actually admire them for it. They don't just win battles, they orchestrate them. November Scorpios, on the other hand, are less interested in personal wealth and more focused on changing the world. These Scorpios are activists, spiritual seekers, and deep thinkers who crave meaning over material success. They don't just want power for themselves, they want to reshape society, break systems, and fight for justice. If an October Scorpio is the one counting money in a high-rise office, a November Scorpio is the one leading a revolution outside the building. Many humanitarians, spiritual leaders, and visionaries are born in November because they thrive on deep emotional and societal transformation. In the end, whether it's through personal success or collective change, one thing is for sure: a Scorpio will always leave their mark. Section 6. Handling Stress and Transformation. If there's one thing Scorpios are known for, it's their ability to handle intense situations without flinching. But how they process stress and transformation, that depends on whether they were born in October or November. One is the calm strategist, while the other is the emotional alchemist, turning pain into power. October Scorpios are masters of composure. When chaos strikes, they don't panic, they analyze, strategize, and execute. These Scorpios have an almost unnerving ability to stay rational under pressure, keeping their emotions in check while everyone else is losing their minds. Think of them as the ones who, in a crisis, are already 5 steps ahead while others are still trying to figure out what's happening. Their secret? They don't let emotions cloud their judgment. If you've ever seen someone sip their coffee calmly while their entire office is on fire, you're probably looking at an October Scorpio. November Scorpios, on the other hand, experience stress on a much deeper, emotional level. They don't just go through challenges, they transform because of them. When faced with hardship, they don't simply overcome it, they immerse themselves in it, allowing it to reshape them. If an October Scorpio is like a crisis negotiator, a November Scorpio is the phoenix rising from the ashes, burned, reborn, and more powerful than ever. They believe that pain, struggle, and emotional turmoil are all part of a spiritual evolution. So whether they're staying cool under fire or using stress as fuel for transformation, one thing is certain: Scorpios don't break, they just evolve. And there you have it, the ultimate showdown between October and November Scorpios. Whether you're an October-born mastermind, carefully plotting your next move, or a November-born force of nature, embracing every emotion with intensity, one thing remains clear: Scorpios are a league of their own. No matter the birth month, all Scorpios share that signature passion, power, and ability to rise from the ashes like an unstoppable force. But now, it's your turn. Do you see yourself as the cool, calculated strategist, or the deep, emotionally driven warrior? Are you the type to silently conquer the world, or do you prefer to shake things up with raw energy and transformation? Drop your Scorpio birth date in the comments and let us know if this breakdown was spot on or if we're about to be added to a Scorpio's revenge list. And hey, if you loved this deep dive into the Scorpio psyche, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. My channel, Zodiac Talks Tarot. We have plenty more astrology secrets, breakdowns, and fiery debates coming your way, and trust me, you won't want to miss what's next. Scorpios, you've been officially analyzed. Now, let's see if the stars agree.